Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the website development training. I have Sierra Yates here with us today. Sierra, can you please tell us a little bit about what you do and a little bit about your organization?
Of course. Thank you, Lou. Again, my name is Sierra. I am a web designer that works with RWS. It is a small business company that's located in Scottsdale. We make websites for small business companies that sell appliances, furniture, electronics, things like that are kind of competing for Walmart's, competing against Lowe's, Home Depot's, places like that. So we allow them to be able to sell items on the website as well as let their customers know information if they're closed, if they're open, if they want to reach out, if they want to talk, anything along those lines, having an online web presence. I've also worked with some other small business companies myself one-on-one to get some websites up there. I've worked with a personal trainer to get a website created, as well as a home inspector. So I've been in a couple different industries when it comes to getting websites up and running, but that's what I'm here for, is to make sure everyone's kind of on the same page and understands what's necessary in order to have a web presence out there overall.
Awesome, very cool. And we are really lucky here to have you here today. We have a lot of food pantries that are just, in the transition of moving to a website. Some people just have a social media platform, and other people have a website and they've had one for a while, but they could use more tools to strengthen their website. So we are very excited to hear your wisdom today. So whenever you're ready, I'll go ahead and let you take it over. For this part one series, we have a three-part series of trainings that we're doing together, and this is the first training.
Absolutely, thank you. So this part is going to be mainly focusing on what is out there and available before you even have a website. There are things like Google My Business. There are things like social media, ways to, again, get that web presence so people can see that you're there, hours, can reach out to you, get information, basic information about you, again, without even having a website. So the most important one I want to say is going to be Google My Business. This is ultimately what's going to show up if someone were to search in Google for a specific address or even for a specific business. For instance, this is what pops up when you type in Yucca Fire District. You get this Google My Business information where you're able to see reviews, what people have said. You're able to see their address as well as their phone number. Excuse me. You're able to see a lot of pertinent information for this business, and they don't even have a website. So by having this, people know how to reach out to you. They will know store hours, what time to get there, volunteer, anything along those lines, again, without having a website. In order to set one up, you'll just need to go to Google My Business. You'll just need to do sign in or manage now. You'll be able to create an email address. Another thing that you'll be able to simply create with like Gmail for the business account, set up with the email and a password. You're going to walk through the steps. It's going to ask you business name, business category. I'm going to answer those questions. I'm going to ask you some other common questions like the address, the phone number, if you have a website, things along those lines, so that when people are searching you, they know what category to put you in and they know where to categorize you with everyone else. Excuse me. Once you have this up, if anyone is searching in the area, if they're doing it on Google or even on Google Maps, again, your information will show here, just like this. This is a very important tool to be able to use. Some other platforms that you can use are going to be for social media. Those are going to be like Facebook. Facebook Business is important. It's another route that you can go. It allows you to set up a Facebook account, just like we all or most of us have, but as a business and not as an individual person. So just to kind of look at one really quickly that is set up incorrectly. This is a business and it is set up as a Facebook account, but you can see that you can add the friends. you don't have any information about them, don't know how to reach them, you don't know how to, or where they're located, any of that information that, again, you would want out there as a business. Comparing that to an actual business account, right off the bat, when you're coming to the page, people can see where you're located, they can get your website, who the contacts, such as an email if they need to, as you're posting things, a phone number, all very, very easy for people to find and reach out to you as a business. So again, you can set this up easily as well. You'll just need an email address and a password in order to set it up. One of the biggest things that I can say when it comes to working with dealers that I work with day to day, using the social media when it comes to Google My Business and Facebook, the biggest thing and frustration that we kind of run into, or I guess there's a couple things that we run into, is going to be making sure that everything is updated and maintained. If your store hours or any hours change at any time, you want to make sure you let people know. If they're using this to know what's going on in your store, you need to make sure that the information is accurate. Another thing that happens, which is silly in a way, but often the passwords and the emails to log into these business accounts, they get lost. So you're changing management, you're changing hands of who's handling these accounts. Just make sure that you have it written down somewhere, the information to easily log in. That way, when the next person wants to handle it, they just have that information right there and no one's forgetting passwords and then don't remember the email to the password. It can be very frustrating in the long run, but in the end, it's just keeping a hold of that password and email for each login for the businesses. Past that, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, you can include those in social media outlets to use, keep people updated. People like to be able to be included. There's even staying relevant with things like TikTok. Veterinarians, doctors, everyone is trying to stay relevant, get information out about their company, but making sure that people are enjoying and understanding and what platform they're using. People are using things like TikTok. So overall, I want to say again that these are good tools to use and aren't available to be able to be used before you have a website. So you're looking at Google My Business, being able to set up the ability to see a business profile, your phone number, your address, your hours, and then the same thing for Facebook, having that information out in another way on another platform that people use. You even have the ability to link them and associate them. You can put your Facebook on your Google My Business so that people can know that you have Facebook. Kind of going back, another thing that kind of coming back to making sure that you keep up with is going to be Google reviews. You can see here that someone can come, they can leave a review about you. One of the big things would be kind of responding to these reviews if you can. Someone saying something, how was the experience? If they were happy about something, if they were unhappy about something, just let them know that you appreciate them reaching out and that you'll help them any way that you can if something bad did happen. The same thing with questions. People now have the ability to ask basic questions for each business. So just having someone kind of check that out and making sure those are getting answered as well. Overall, these are all very good tools for you to have. It's really important for you to make sure that you keep them updated and maintained, get those questions and those reviews answered. But again, a good way in order to be able to have an online web presence without actually having a website.